Hi, everyone. I am so excited to share some ideas of how you might remove barriers for yourself when it comes to UDL implementation using LUDIA. LUDIA is a completely free AI chatbot that has been trained in universal design for learning specifically. It was intended to really do one thing very well, and that is assist you in implementing UDL strategies in your classroom. There are definitely some tips and tricks for making this tool something that can be a go-to for you in planning, and I'm excited to share them. The two most important tips I have for really any AI chatbot, but definitely with LUDIA, are to be specific and give feedback. The more details you provide, the more personalized the support will be. What grade level do you teach? What barriers are your students facing? What resources do you have available? Sometimes suggestions that come out of LUDIA are not even close to realistic to the materials and resources we have in classrooms. And the more specific you are, the better you're going to get in responses. And when you provide feedback, that not only trains AI, but it also will get you just a way better response and something that you actually can use. And so if the first response is not what you're looking for, don't worry, give some feedback, explain what it is you're looking for, and explain why that doesn't work in your classroom. And you're really going to get some good detailed support. And the other piece about LUDIA that's important to know is it's really meant to be a conversational AI chatbot and provide you with a thought partner for brainstorming, as well as create awesome things for your classroom as well. So I'd love to share some specific ways that teachers have utilized LUDIA to remove barriers for students and themselves. One middle school teacher I was working with wanted her students to be able to choose their books for a book project, but then also wanted to have a choice board that worked for all students, regardless of what book they chose. And so she created this project choice board using LUDIA. She also wanted the goal of this book project to be centered around good student conversation around the book every week. And so she wanted to create a rubric for assessing that for her students. And so this is a checklist rubric that LUDIA created for her to assess her students. And then she also wanted her students to have a self-assessment rubric to be able to really think about what went well and what they want to work on, that glows and grows style rubric. And so this was something at the end of the week that her students utilized. A barrier that this teacher faced was she wanted to provide a large number of choices when it came to her students' books, but the district required board approval for every book that students received. And so LUDIA helped her create a letter to the board and gave a description about every book that she wanted to utilize in this project. And then also gave some really specific language around why she was choosing this activity for students. And it really helped her with that whole process. Another teacher used LUDIA to help with the logistics around center rotations in a middle school class. The time available for centers was pretty limited. And then she had students coming and going throughout the day. And so LUDIA kind of helped create that logistical schedule, and as well as some center activities that were directly connected to the book this teacher was teaching, which was The Red Scarf Girl. So any particular book, you can add that in there, and these activities will be very much connected to whatever you're doing in your class. This is a third grade choice board example around the life cycle of a butterfly. And you can see there's an example here to create a stop motion animation. This is the perfect example of something you would respond and say, my students do not have a way to create stop motion animation. Please take this choice off. These are the resources I have. I have cardboard, markers, crayons. What choices can you provide? Whatever it is, but the more specific, the better. And then connected to this choice board are some rubric examples. This is a checklist rubric, a holistic rubric, some glows and grows rubrics. And then finally, one feature that I really want to make sure I share because it is very helpful. You can upload PDF documents or links to articles from websites, and LUDIA will digest that content. So in this particular example, I put a link into an Edtopia article that's focusing on differentiating with choice boxes in elementary school and asked if it would help me implement in my class. Obviously, it needs a lot more information to actually give me what I need, but I just wanted to share this feature. So you could also use this if you wanted to upload a lesson plan that you want to make adjustments to. You can upload that link or that file, ask for specific adjustments or ideas to increase access, or share what barriers you're expecting with that particular lesson. And again, if LUDIA offers too many ideas or provides activities that are impossible to implement in your class, just respond and be clear about what resources you have available, and it will adjust very nicely. And then finally, I just want to share what LUDIA itself looks like. So this is an example of an actual LUDIA screen chat. And in this example, a first grade teacher is looking to increase challenge for students during math centers. And LUDIA provides some options and ideas, and then helps create station instructions that are written at a first grade level. So that students can actually read them, and then also provides some options for math journal time. So have fun exploring. Hopefully this is an exciting resource. And feel free to reach out with any questions you might have.